Easter eggs with decorations inside, like these two. And for that we're going to use the mold from the last Easter egg we made, and the link is here so you can see how to make that one. So I'm going to put these aside and then let's get started. First I take some chocolate brown clay and I take a small ball of that and I put that into my mold. And I'm squeezing my clay into the mold so I get the indents in it, or making it hollow, whatever you like. And you just keep on squeezing until you like the inside shape of the egg. Like this. I'm going to cut off my excess clay. And whoops, no, it popped out. Don't do that. Make sure it's still in the mold because we need it there. Like that. Just cleaning this up. Then we decide what to do on the edge to hide the edge part. So I'm going to take some white clay and I roll it and I make it double and twist. Trying to get it really thin, that will look better for the end result. And I'm going to start at the bottom with this string, or what you call it, and I put it at the bottom of my egg. Oh, it is sticky. And I stick it. If I can, I'm going to stick it all the way around my egg here, but for some reason it is really sticky today. I don't know what's happening here. I hate when it does like that. So I start at the bottom and then I put it around the edge, all around the egg, all the way around. I make sure it's sitting where I want it, like this, around the edge. Now you can roll out your clay and make a tiny bow if you like that one on there. I'm going to show you. So I just roll it really flat, and it could have been more flat, but who cares? And I cut it out in squares, small squares. And I make it, turn it around like this. And there I have one part of my bow. Okay, I'm going to try to show you this time. So I have my square and I bend it on the middle and squeeze down the sides, and I have a piece of my bow. So I take my egg, and I take one piece of the bow, stick it where I want it, and I take the other part of my bow and connect it with the first part. Then I take a tiny strip of the white clay that I made my bow in, or whatever color you made it, because you can do these just like you want to. And I put it in the middle, in between my bows here, or the bow parts. And I'm molding it until I'm happy. And because it's so sticky right now, it's really not good to work with. But here we go. I have the bow, and I can put this one aside. So now we decide what to do inside of the egg. And I think I'm going to make a flower. So I want some green grass. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just molding the green here and scratching off a little green and sticking it in the bottom of my egg. Scratching it off and sticking it. And I'm afraid this is going to be quite a long movie, so I'm sorry about that. Hope it's okay. Otherwise you can just skip through it to the part you'd like to see. So I'm just making a grass area here inside the bottom of my egg. Like that. Now I'm going to make the flower. And you can make all kinds of flowers. And first I'm going to make a green one here to put in there. And for someone this won't work. So I'm rolling out a piece of green for the flower. Make it really thin, because the thinner it is, the better, the beautiful, the more pretty it will be. And I take this and I put it into my egg where I want my flower. Like this, and I put a bit more of grass in there to cover the end of the green piece here. So that's good. And you can make an Easter lily or whatever you want to. I think I'm going for the Easter lily. So I take my yellow clay and I roll it out really flat again. And you can use your pat machine. I just got a new toy, so I'm trying out with this one. Good, I like it. Then I cut out my flower. Then I cut out my flower with a kimber cutter in the flower shape. And I take my small flower and with a dotting tool I put it in my Easter egg where the little green one is ending. like that. I hope you can see it. Then I take a tiny piece of my yellow clay and roll it into a small ball. And oh, that's too big. Really a small ball, otherwise your flower will look quite weird. And I take a small dotting tool and I stick it in the middle of my little ball. And I give it a bit of the shape for the inside of my Easter lily, and I put it in the middle. Oh, that's so cute. And I put it in the middle of my flower, like that. And I'm going to take my needle tool and make some indents around here. Like this. Now I'm going to bake this in my mold. This way it won't lose the shape. So I'm going to bake this. But I have one that I did bake, and this one I made in another color egg with another colored flower inside. And now I'm going to make a little stand for it, and I do that by rolling out some clay really thin, and I take again another Kemper cutter. I take the round one and I make a small round circle here. There we go. And I take my egg and my fimo deco, and I take my fimo deco gel, taking just a tiny bit of it on my plate. I don't need much really. And I take a little and I put it on my little round dot, and I squeeze my egg down in that, like that. And there you have the stand for your egg. And I'm going to bake this again. So the egg now have a little stand. So that's it. Happy crafting.